with Malcolm.
Yes.
You had just been greeted by a member of... I'm not going to say your gang, since it wasn't really... You weren't really a part of it. You just did work for several different criminal organizations.
Associates, really.
Yes. Ben Hernandez is a street-level goon, from what you know. Mostly, he would probably try to class it up. He sells drugs. Let's just get on a level playing field here.
He's a drug dealer.
He's a drug dealer. The drug is relatively special. You've been asked to assist in its creation, specifically by removing kidneys from somebody that is asleep in a tub of ice in a bathtub.
Yep. That's basically Malcolm's job. And no, not a lot of... They need a specialist for surgery, and, you know, they had some dirt on Malcolm that they are not afraid to use.
So, Ben, so you need to see the tech guy. Yeah, tech guy.
Yeah, what was his name again? I forget. I've only met him like once.
Oh, you think I know people's names?
That's right. No names.
Come on, how long have you been doing this for us? By the way, we haven't been able to talk to you here recently. We got kind of a bit of a backlog going on here.
Oh, sorry about that. I was a little preoccupied. I don't know if you've heard, my house got burned down, so I'm kind of dealing with that.
Oh, yeah, and in some circles she died too. I mean, you know, but off clearly, and he makes a gesture.
Clearly, I'm still in the mortal coil.
Rose gives you a very stern look.
I kind of side-eye Rose and just...
He follows your eyes. He goes, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. I like to partake of that stuff myself too. The tech guy though, he's gonna be at the warehouse, you know, the usual place.
Okay, I'll
remember, you're gonna have to take off all your clothes. You're gonna have to get into the rubber suity thingy.
all that stuff. Yeah, I remember. I got that. All right, I'm gonna head over there then. Just be careful, whatever you're doing.
Oh, you know what I'm trying to do here. Hey, by the way, you never... I don't think you've ever accepted. And he holds up a little vial of, it's a very fine red powder.
You know, I'm already dealing with a couple of things already. I don't want to add another to that.
You sure,
That's
man?
just...
It's the ride of your life.
Try being in a house fire.
I think I'll pass on that one.
Yeah. And that is my answer.
Fine. They always come back, though. They always come back.
Well, that's how you do business. I'm not going to argue with your business. You do you, I'll do me. I'll help you do you as long as you help me do me.
Kind of nods. It seems like your wording may have confused him a little bit.
That's fine.
Probably been sampling his own product anyways.
That's not a good idea. Okay, to the warehouse.
It's not too far. The entry procedure is still very much the same. You have to strip down to your underwear. You have to get in these little plastic suits, which honestly, for this kind of operation, should be much higher, but it is literally just plastic tarps sewn together.
You do what you can with what you got, right?
Pretty much. Most of the individuals in here are currently working and synthesizing more of the adrenal glands into that powder.
Right.
the one guy you're looking for, he's kind of in what you would classify as probably where the accountant used to work in this location, so it's a little office off to the side.
Okay. Yeah, the little office in the warehouse. Gotcha. I'll head that way. Take a look at other people's shoulders, make sure they're not overdosing certain things as I go.
Go ahead and give me a roll for that.
All right.
Intelligence plus medicine should be good.
Wait, it's 9 again for professional.
So close.
Forced.
So close to an exceptional.
So close.
Nobody seems to be overdosing anything. There are a couple of lines that you can tell there are deliberate modifications. It looks like they're trying new things out, seeing what works, what doesn't, Innovation.
Mm-hmm.
It happens.
Yeah, trying to lace it with other things, perhaps.
In some cases, yes. Necessity. Gotta always keep ahead of that curve.
Yeah, well, I suppose since Malcolm has been unavailable for some time, they might want to spread their sources a bit further. Not sources. So, I'm blanking on the word. Spread it out.
Broaden their horizons.
Sure.
The room that this individual in is... As you attempt to open the door, you realize that it is locked, and he has these gigantic noise-canceling headphones on, and he's kind of bobbing around, moving around the desk, You can tell he's working, but it's very clear that,
He is in his own little world.
Yes.
Bang as loud as I can. Nothing.
I will make a roll. Wits plus composure at a -2. Because noise canceling headphones be like that. Huh! He looks up. Somehow he has hurt you.
My beat was off of his beat, so it didn't. That's not part of the music.
He kind of jumps and, quickly removes his headset and, he kind of he raises his voice so you can hear him through the glass. Malcolm! What do you need? Why are you here?
I need you to look at something real quick. Maybe not real quick, but I need to know what, why, and who on this thing that I've got.
He moves over. He pushes his chair over, sliding across the floor over to the door, unlocks the door, turns the chair back, and then basically does the same thing against the wall and pushes himself back towards his desk.
Malcolm will enter and close the door. Why do you have the door locked anyway?
You do realize... Lock the door! You do realize where I work, right?
Everyone else here is doing the same thing.
Yes, and I also have a lot more dirt on everybody else.
Oh, I see. Protection. Sure.
Why else do you lock a door?
Anyways.
Realistically, if something were to go down, I doubt that lock would do anything, but
Yeah, I've heard locks are more deterrents than, they'll keep an honest man honest.
Anyway.
And you lot, yeah, okay, yes, anyway. And he's gonna, open the bag, set it on a clear spot on his table, kind of unravel it. What the hell?
You brought me a burnt piece of rubble.
Yep, got it out of my house. It was not supposed to be there. So,
Why are you bringing it to me?
because you're one of the smartest people I know.
And that's sad.
Yes, that is sad. I thought about bringing it to the police, but I'd rather have more information to go on before I just bring them a melted husk of a thing. I think it might be some kind of signal dampener. Like I wasn't able to, use my cell phone and call, fire department or anything, but I don't know why.
So you saw this the night of that whole nasty incident.
Yeah, so if somebody wants me dead, that's bad for you. Because then you gotta, do your own kidney work. If you know what I mean.
It won't be me doing it, so it's not really bad news for me. I'm not the boss. Like,
it's bad for the business as a whole, right? You gotta source a new guy.
kind of shrugs, but he does start looking at it. Let's go ahead and do intelligence plus crafts. Let's see if this guy knows anything. He does take a while. You are kind of stuck in that office for roughly about 2 to 3 hours. He carefully disassembles what he can, he basically he pulls it completely apart and then he goes, well, I don't think you're too far off. Definitely looks like a makeshift cell phone jammer type thing. It's really hard to tell, though. Even I'm working off of a guess here, more so than anything. But it doesn't seem like you're wrong.
I don't suppose there's anything you can see that might hint as to who made it, where it came from?
Dude, the fire did a number on this. No, I don't have any information like that. So,
well, it was worth a shot, at least.
So who did you... well, usually these things can be summed up in one question. Who'd you piss off?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a surgeon. I'm a doctor. I mean, I try and save people, and who would be mad at that?
His eyes go from you to the operation outside.
Well, we make sure that's anonymous, right? Right?
I mean, he kind of leans back. There was an incident where things got traced back to us by a couple of people watching the 2016 Olympics.
Oh, that tourist thing?
I mean, if a bunch of tourists could figure it out, I mean...
You fixed that though, right?
What was there to fix? You're asking me like I'm the boss, though. I don't know. I just know stuff has happened.
All right. So basically, what you're saying is, I won't find out who made this by looking at it.
No.
So I need to find out who's mad at me for some reason. Mad enough to want to kill me. Try and kill me.
I mean, did you... Might want to go through that laundry list of people you took their kidneys. And then he goes, oh, by the way, I actually have... He goes, I have a joke about that. And he turns to his computer. You see him typing up real quick. And then it seems like he's pulled up YouTube and he's fast forwarded to the end of the video. And it's literally this crudely drawn unicorn that goes, they took my freaking kidney.
And that's the joke.
Yes.
You've been watching too much YouTube there, haven't you?
There's like 5 minutes worth of work here, and you know it. For me, at least.
For you. A little longer for me.
I wouldn't know.
Alright. Well, I guess I'll continue to figure that out on my own. Oh, Ben said you might have some work needed done.
Yeah. He kind of looks around. He goes, they brought me a file. We've been having to outsource. He pulls out a couple of folders and he goes, here you go. He slaps them down on the desk. We can have, obviously, these surgeries take roughly about a day. We can have them brought to your usual hotel room. Obviously, we need more supply here, and these are targets that we're pretty sure we can get the mark on them. And get them up to you.
Yeah, that'll do. I'll be there. Send them in. Let me know ahead of time. That way I can, get everything ready.
Just make sure to, let us know, because you're gonna have to, if you plan on tackling this all in 1 week, you're gonna need to be bouncing hotels.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. I will make up a schedule.
Thank you. He pushes his chair over, unlocks the door, and opens it for you. I'm gonna lock it once you leave.
All right. So, yeah, Malcolm will head out. And, did he hand me the files, or is he doing something with them?
He just slapped them down on the desk for you to pick up.
Okay, so I'll pick them up and take them with me and get working on that.
So, at this point, we're gonna switch back over to Tiago and Chip.
Where are we now?
You were in the cemetery staring at the Avernus Gate.
Still there. Okay.
You hadn't entered quite yet.
And what's happening with Júlia?
Silent protagonist syndrome.
Well, as I said last time, if we're going to go in there, we're going to need the good doctor.
I think it's going to take more than medical expertise for us to survive.
I mean, you certainly don't want me trying to fix a cough with, duct tape and an air hose.
I don't know. I grew up with a couple of guys who reckon they probably have the same kind of idea.
Yep.
So are either of you going to reach out to Malcolm?
Yeah, I can try and give him a call. But I'll put it on speaker.
So, Malcolm. I do believe it's been like a day or something since we last left you.
Okay.
So, this phone call is going to come while you're relatively not busy. So it's not going to happen during any of the events that just transpired.
Okay.
Do you see Tiago's number?
Well, yeah, that's probably important. I'll pick it up. Hello.
Yes, so
Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey, Doc. We got a ghost plague we need to look into.
Have you guys made progress on that?
Not a lick.
Not a lot.
choose a number between 0 and slightly higher than 0.
Yeah.
All right. So then, so what do you need? I can open up my schedule and figure something out.
Well, pretty much we're here at the cemetery and we were hoping you could head over this way. And you hear like the flipping of a book. El Pronto? Or is that Spanish?
That's probably a language.
Trying to learn
Okay.
this language. It's not going too well.
Oh, so you're there now.
Yes.
Oh. All right. Well, Malcolm's gonna look at the schedule he made. Can he make an opening?
It's tricky. The reason I say it's tricky isn't because, like, you could be over there, it's perfectly fine, but you also know how time flows.
A bit different there, yeah.
So, like, yeah, honestly, you can't make any sort of plan.
All right. Well, then, Tiago, I'm gonna have to call some people and push a couple things back. You know.
I get it.
All right. So I'll be there as soon as I can. Don't go in without me, I guess, if you need me.
So we're gonna fast forward till you get there. I don't see the
That's
need.
fine, yeah.
It's, when I hang
need
up, it's going to be a moment of looking at Chip and going, en breve,
En breve.
en breve.
En breve. Got it.
So, Malcolm shows up not too long later. The Avernus Gate is still open, which is somewhat unusual from what you understand. These things don't usually stay open for, like,
Days on end.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's still here? I thought that thing would close on its own.
No, that's
I don't
part of
know.
the mystery.
I don't know the rules. I just...
How do you close one of these things anyway? It's not like there's a button to push.
I want to look at the dice, see if they give anything away at this.
Roll me. Oh, this is gonna be wits plus empathy. And I have a feeling Tiago's not the most empathetic of people.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Huh?
What the hell have I done with the roll 20?
I don't know. You're not on roll 20 though.
Oh, that's signed in. Did I close the window like an idiot? Alright. Do you want to roll for me? I'll log back in.
Okay. Yeah, I saw you had left and I was just like, maybe that's just on my end. I mean, you have decent wits, so I mean, this isn't a horrible roll.
Oof.
Nothing. All the guys just seem almost in idle chit chat with each other in whatever constitutes as their language. To you, it just looks like To put it in a more comical sense, they might as well just be those gigantic blow-up things at car dealerships. Yeah. Obviously much less exaggerated, but they might as well be doing that.
Real help, Angel. Supposed to be a guide, I guess, but no, it's... Nothing? No, fine.
No, nothing. They don't.
This is what Tiago's saying. It's
Yeah, no, I'm saying they ignore you even harder now.
it's going to be the... and some Portuguese words, which Tiago says quite a lot, and Chip has probably picked up just by hearing them so much.
No, the language of profanity is a universal language to truck drivers.
Oh, yeah,
You don't
yeah,
need to
yeah.
speak the language of origin to understand
just-
what it is.
Can infer pretty easily.
Reload
Yeah.
them.
Let's see. I mean, these just look like regular run-of-the-mill spectral types, right? These aren't.
There's no ghosts coming out of this at this time. It's just
Oh, you said there were two beings. Flailing.
Our beings.
Yeah.
That's our geists.
yeah, the guys.
Oh, our. Oh,
Yeah,
those
I was
are-
trying to see if there was if they gave any kind of hint as to a way to close a burn escape, but
They are engrossed in their own conversation by waving their arms around.
Can I attempt to get their attention out of sheer presence? Literally clears throat. Hey, hey.
That would be presence.
And maybe expression or intimidation?
One of the two, yeah.
Expression. I'm not trying to be intimidating. So yeah. Hi, hi.
Arwen kind of looks over and looks at the Avernus Gate, looks out to the city, and looks back at you.
So we don't know, but we know we know the source of whatever opened this gate is somewhere in the city.
That one, you actually get a direct answer, and it shakes its head.
No, I mean, but the city's involved somehow.
There is a level of exasperation, obviously, here. Communication is not easy.
Yeah. It's like trying to talk to people off of a $50 CB. It just don't work.
However, the guys do edge closer towards the Avernus Gate.
Yep. All right. So I'm going to describe. Wait, does Doc speak English?
Malcolm, do you?
Yes.
With
Yes.
with a name like Malcolm Ward.
Yeah.
Just checking because we've run into the language barrier issue before. So yeah, I'm going to try to explain some of the basic symptoms that Júlia explained to us. Maybe ask Júlia for input, get nothing but an ampersand in response, and be like, okay. Or an ellipse. Sorry. Just be like, okay. She's not feeling on the whole communicative side of things today.
I've been having a spell. So what were they explaining? Symptoms of something?
Oh yeah, they're like the ghosts in there are like coughing up a storm. Like, I'll put it to you this way. The first line that came to my mind was ectoberculosis. Take from that what you will.
You try translating that.
Ectoberculosis?
Yeah, okay, so I know what tuberculosis is, you know.
Uh-huh.
You know, yeah, but like they're coughing up a storm. I'd say they were going to cough up a lung, but they ain't got one.
Technically, I suppose.
Yeah. You know, it's like someone smoked one too many. We're going to walk through the portal as we're going.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they smoked one too many, and it's done kick back on them.
Also, who is going to be making the navigation roll here as you enter the Underworld?
I mean, I'm decent with directions. I did it last time.
I'll teamwork it if you want.
Okay.
All
Sure,
right.
I can throw in a teamwork. It's what is it?
What is? Doesn't Arwen have a? What's Arwen got here?
Was it streetwise or survival?
It depends on how you're doing it. Are you navigating just by pure, like... Are you trying to navigate via architecture, or are you trying to navigate via natural senses?
Oh, I'm doing the landmark thing.
Architecture would be Malcolm's go-to.
So that's gonna be streetwise.
I can help with that. Right. What's the attribute?
That's gonna be wits, since this is active thinking, not
This
just.
is
All right, I'll pitch in to help Malcolm as well.
+1.
Streetwise, wits. Let's roll.
So I get a +1.
Yep, that's all you got.
And one success.
Not quite as easy as you would hope. The way Chip did it last time made it seem real easy. Also, one thing has changed as you're maneuvering through the upper depths as they were. There seems to be a lot of commotion. Not as in ghosts fleeing like last time. The entire earth seems to be moving. Like, literally, you hear stone grinding against stone. You sometimes hear something sounding like rocks splitting open.
Is it like earthquakey in here?
A little bit, not enough to really disrupt you, but it is much louder than what you would assume this level of shaking to be, essentially. Barks worse than its bite in this situation,
Okay.
for now.
Sounds like someone's having a good time somewhere.
Yeah.
But I don't know enough about the area to say if that's normal.
And it's at this point that I want everybody to make me a dexterity plus athletics roll.
Oops.
Finally, something I can do. No, I'm just kidding. Dex.
Ooh.
Great.
Is that Dex plus athletics?
Yep.
Dex. Where is... There it is.
Yeah, it's an attribute. I swear if somebody fails, I'm going to hurt them.
Yeah, well,
Well,
I'm not very dexterous. Now, if it was something I could push against, I'd have more of an advantage. But
All right. The ground splits right underneath you. Those of you that succeeded, you see that Chip is not going to, essentially not going to succeed on this one. I will allow you guys to make an attempt here.
What's the roll?
This is gonna be... Oh. It's gonna be a double attribute.
Okay.
Dexterity plus strength. Dexterity to get a hold of him, strength to pull him out.
I'll take those odds. It's a good roll.
It's a decent roll. Let's see how it goes.
2. I know. Oh, nothing.
I got 2.
Mal-
I think you just rolled ace. Oh, never mind.
Malcolm's able to grab a hold of you, Chip, and stop your descent.
And
Oh.
that's about all he can do.
Malcolm, you're looking down.
I'm looking down. They say don't look down, but I'm looking down.
Well, you're on solid ground. However,
Okay.
that hole goes down very, very far. You see what look to be very large buildings down below.
Buildings, okay.
Yeah. If you give me a perception check, but it's going to be at a -2 because you're not really focused on looking at the buildings down there.
That's fine. -2. 1. Doing okay.
They seem to be pre-colonial era. In some cases, some of them are colonial era buildings down there.
So old.
Very old.
Very, very old.
Still in that classic Portuguese style architecture.
Okay. Well, that's information for a slightly later time. We need some help here.
Since he
Can
grabbed
I-
me, can I like grab onto the ledge and start trying to pull myself up?
Obviously,
Yeah.
even though Tiago wasn't able to grab you, as soon as Malcolm gets a hold of you, you know,
Well, I can assist again if anyone wants to teamwork.
no roll here.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I will.
The Geist could help too if they wanted.
They're on
Couldn't
the
they?
other side.
No roll for me to pull myself up.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
no.
Oh, they're on the other side.
Yeah, they've been separated from you, actually.
How does that even work? Like, I get up and I turn and go, you can't just float.
They are very. The thing is unlike in the physical world where they do essentially float, here they actually walk with you. They are very much physical creatures
Oh,
here,
how
essentially.
much of a gap are we talking?
Looking at roughly 7 to 8 feet. It's a rough jump. It can be done, but it's rough.
And I might be the only one who can do that. Remind me to start carrying rope.
Here's one for you. Muito bad though. Too close.
Yeah, way too close.
How long is this crevasse? Like, can we go around?
No. The thing is this is tunnels.
Tunnel. Oh.
So just imagine a section of a tunnel that just bottomed out. There's just no more bottom to it.
There's no bottom. It's eroding. Okay, well, we can either go back the way we came.
Nope.
We can't?
No, that's where the gap
Oh,
is.
I see.
Yeah.
The gap's
I'm-
behind you.
Only way
pictured it
out is through.
And so our guys are behind us. Then.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to leave little Rose over there by her lonesome.
The most annoyed, exasperated look on her face.
You're still a child to me.
I mean, if they get too far from us, isn't that bad for our physical health?
I've never been too far, so I couldn't tell you. Is that something you want to test?
Not particularly.
But you're not seeing much of an option here.
You're right. Just hang tight. We'll try to find a way around.
And
Maybe
And,
there's another tunnel that loops around, perhaps?
Well, I just figure we start following the edge of this the edge of this canyon here until we, find what we're looking for.
just so everybody's aware of something, Drifting Smith, Julia's Geist, is not in any sort of conversation with the other guys, nor is it even paying attention to you. You can just see it staring down the hole.
I ain't jumping down there.
Probably looking at the city that's down there.
Yeah, but with no way to get down there safely.
That's a long drop, yeah.
Yeah,
I was going to say,
that's
what
a
about
one-way
unsafe?
drop. I mean, I know you're the expert on all things physical, but I speak from experience. That's a long way down.
Yeah, like you said, that's a one-way drop.
And then it's at this point that you kind of see all the guys except for Drifting Smith staring at you.
We should get moving, figure something out.
Me, or just us in general?
You in general.
Okay. So, should we go on or go down? Is there any kind of reaction?
They're making it.
Is
They're
there,
making
is there
it
any
sound
is there
like-
any kind of
Ishmael.
is there any
Ishmael raises his hand and just has 3 fingers lifted up.
Oh, no.
And I'm
I'm gonna
assuming
look at I'm gonna look at Malcolm.
Malcolm,
Done this with you.
I think you're the one catching on here.
Yeah, Malcolm caught on pretty quick. Oh no, he says out loud.
Right.
Anyone
What?
gonna fill me in?
A quick look around. Yes. Julia's nowhere to be seen.
Ah.
we lost one.
Why is it every time she goes quiet, I cannot seem to keep track of that girl?
Quiet ones you got to worry about. Okay,
True. Yeah. Okay.
So,
Um.
fair to assume she went down. That's we have a direction to go to now.
Right.
Looking over the edge, is it climbable?
It is
Is there a
not.
path?
No. It is not climbable. Now, with the way things work in the Underworld, though, that kind of drop probably is gonna hurt and would probably kill a mortal, but things are weird in the Underworld, so it's not one of those for sure things. Like, if this was in the real world, yeah, that person's probably hitting terminal velocity and splatting. With how things are kind of weird in the Underworld, that's not 100% for certain. And while Drifting Smith seems concerned, he doesn't seem frantic either. He is just kind of like Chip probably has the image of just some guy looking over an edge and going
Whistling.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if we're going down there, we need like rope, or we need something, or we just need to navigate our way down there. I'm not saying it's a yes. We're gonna just horrifically splatter and spend the last moments of our waking lives screaming in agony as our legs are, splattered up through our collarbones. But I ain't not saying that neither.
Well, Smith doesn't seem worried as I expected.
He's not the one who's gonna have his kneecaps for eyelids.
Well, I mean, he doesn't appear too worried about Julia, which makes me believe she might be okay. maybe things are different here.
Wait, so hold on.
You can only hope, because
Julia's,
that-
real quick. So Julia's Geist is still here.
Yes.
Yes.
Staring down the hole.
Right. So what you're saying is, wait a minute. Now, I might not be the most intellectual person in the group, but I look at Julia's Geist and I go, so you know she's alive?
Yeah, he does kind of look up, and he just makes a gesture with his finger.
So she floated down?
He does the same gesture, but much faster.
Oh, she
Well,
fell,
now.
but she's alive. She survived that fall.
She survived the fall.
He kind of moves his
Oh.
hand like, and then keeps doing this, but he doesn't.
She's still falling. She's still falling.
It's been a couple minutes. How deep is that?
I mean, it's not like any of us could catch up to her.
Not quickly, no. Okay, so here are two choices. Jump down the hole or find another way down through the tunnels.
If she's still falling, I don't know.
It's kind of a catch-22 because it's like, what the heck are we supposed to do here? Even as the player, I'm just like, yeah, I'm pretty sure a little bit of fall damage and we're completely screwed.
Well, as a player, metagaming, sorry, I can tell you we can mitigate that.
Okay, so that's a mechanical thing.
Yes. Player knowledge is different, though. The character might not know that.
Yeah.
My character ain't got a clue. I'm relying on y'all to tell me what to do. Right, whatever we do, we got to figure out something fast.
I say we run, try and find somewhere that we can get down.
Yeah.
Good enough for me.
And
We're
you
gonna
book it?
Yeah. We're gonna book it. You know, yell at the guys. We're gonna find another way down.
The guys begin to move, and except for Drifting Smith, who is still just looking down the hole. Unfortunately, that's not something you can do anything or worry about at this point in time.
Not our Geist.
Not our guys, not our haunt.
As you make your way, you end up exiting what you would call the upper depths. And you end up in, unlike the little area that you saw when you first came here, this is a much more established settlement, you can tell. The buildings are a bit more solid. They're not made completely of rickety boards, sewn together with thread and a little bit of dreams, so to speak. These actually look like relatively modern, maybe 70s, 80s style housing that have sunken down here. And this is essentially, this little town seems to straddle a rather large flowing river.
Are there inhabitants?
Oh, there's plenty of ghosts moving to and fro.
What was Tiago going to say?
No, I was going to say, do we know the river as well, or is it one of the no?
It's unfortunately character knowledge wise, I don't know if you'd be able to tell the difference between the rivers.
Yeah, fair enough.
However, you all know one thing. That river is flowing. Rivers flow in the direction that flow downwards.
Yes, that's probably our best bet, is to follow the river down. Deep, deep, deep. We need to go at
And
least as
maybe-
far as falling for 2 minutes.
If we're lucky, we'll be able to follow it back up too.
That's the plan. That's the idea. Okay, that's
Very optimistic plan, but it's a plan.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Geist the Sin-Eaters, 2nd edition, Marvelous City of the Dead, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion Anthology, written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener. If you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. As always, comments are welcome. Until the next chapter, don't stop asking yourself, when change comes, and it will it be full of hope or tragedy?